We'll give you a chance to talk and ask your queries also if you have any. We'll start. I hope you can see my screen. I've shared my screen. So I'm hoping that is visible to you, the slides which are there. Important steps to ace your exam and get better results. So we're going to start with the first aspect, and that's going to be the exam preparation. Okay, the preparation of the exam, which is the first step. You know, you have an exam, and just a minute, just give me a minute. My screen is visible to everybody. You can just confirm that.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay. Chalo, good. So, first is the exam preparation. Okay, so we are going to be preparing for the exam, and why, how are we going to start? So, that's the first point. Tips to start. सबसे simple aspect of starting, you have an exam. First of all, you should make sure that you have all the books, all the notes, right? Sometimes what happens is we miss some classes, we are absent for some classes. So there might be something which, you know, we have missed out. So the first step is to collect everything. All the things which you will be needing for the exam, you must make sure you have all of them. And of course, the syllabus. In every subject, you're going to have a definite syllabus that, okay, these are the chapters which are going to come. So you should be aware of that, that you should know, that you should have marked. Any confusion on that aspect, that is the first thing. You should make sure that you have clarified that with your teachers, and then you'll go on to revising. Of course, we have come to the end of the year. So, what I'm hoping is that you definitely have read things or gone through some things at least once, right? And this would be the time to revise it. You can make plans for yourself, giving equal time to all your different subjects. So, you have more than one subject to write. So, you can first of all make a revision plan that, okay, this is how much time I'll give to science, this is how much time I'll give to social science. Okay, and then keep doing it again and again. If you revise everything 2 3 times, the thing which is going to be most impactful in that is that you are going to get a lot of confidence. Sometimes we are so scared of the exam even when we know things. So if we study it more number of times, if we revise it more number of times, we get more confidence. And then of course we need to practice. When I say practice, that means I have to write answers, I have to see questions, I have to take my book, I have to solve my back exercises. That is very important. Sometimes we feel that, you know, we have written, we have learned, we remember, but we don't practice writing. So in the exam, sometimes we forget something. Sometimes we, forget the spellings. We write wrong spellings. That gives a wrong impression. We lose some marks on that. So in that aspect, practice as point is very important. You have to actually write and practice, because you will be required to write in the exam. So this is very important. Now, the next thing is going to be your marks. We have to talk about, you know, how to study, you know what to study, you'll be practicing, but how are we going to improve our grades? How are we going to work towards getting good grades? So, first of all, first point I've already told you, revision of content, then practicing writing answers. You can get a practice notebook. You can keep practice notebooks for different subjects, and you can start solving the questions. Okay, like in maths, this point is extremely important. You cannot do that orally, right? Or if you have to draw diagrams in some subjects, so that is also, that cannot be done orally. So practice has to be definitely done. Once you start practicing, you will understand which are your weak areas. कि अच्छा, science I am doing well, but when it comes to writing Hindi, then I do a lot of spelling mistakes. Okay, so when you will write, you will know that. And once you know that, then that would mean ki ab Hindi would need more time. You have to give more time to this subject, right? You can ask your parents for help and they can evaluate your whatever you are writing. They can check you, they can give you marks, they can point out your mistakes, right? So that accordingly, the subjects which are a little bit difficult for you, where you are struggling, which you don't like that much, you should know ki ha, you need more time for that. And while sitting in the exam also, one thing becomes important is how you manage time. एक तो preparation में you need to manage time. Second thing is while actually sitting and writing the exam, sometimes we take more time. So like if I'm drawing diagrams, I should see that how much time am I taking for drawing these diagrams, right? Because it is going to be very sad if you know the paper, if you know things, and still because of time constraint you are not able to finish the paper. It happens sometimes, right? We are not able to finish the paper, or we are solving some questions in maths and we cannot solve it, right? We get stuck somewhere, and because of that we leave two questions in the end. So that means 5 marks will be lost just without attempting. So we have to definitely try to, you know, attempt all questions, not miss out on anything which we know. And of course, for that, when we practice, we have to make it a point that we also correlate it with how much time we are doing. We have to learn time management. Then the next point is improving presentation. Now, sometimes we know everything, right? We write also, but still there is can be another paper which will get more marks, say half a mark more than you, even when you have written everything the same. I'm sure that happens. Everybody has had that experience. So what do we do in that case? We work specifically on our presentation. Okay. So if you want to say something, please put it in the chat box. Now we're going to talk actually about how we can work on this presentation aspect, how we can actually work on things when we are sitting in the examination hall. When on that day of the exam, what are the things which can be done? So, first of all, most important, we need to have a neat handwriting. Okay, that is very, very important. And proper font size. When I say font size, that means we don't write very small or we don't write very big, right? So it should be a proper medium sized handwriting and it should be neat. So when we are practicing, we have to specifically focus on our handwriting. And for improving handwriting, you can maybe practice writing at least of one paragraph every day and show it to somebody, show it to your parents so that they can tell you where you can improve. Writing doesn't necessarily need to be beautiful, right? You don't have to be like an expert artist, but it should be neat. If you write something and the teacher is not able to publish it, okay, so then that will be a problem, right? Teacher ko samajh hi nahi aaya, the teacher can't understand what you are writing, then how will the teacher give you marks? Okay, so that is something which we need to know. Then underlining, you can use this in different subjects, even in maths, when you're doing a sum, or maybe in the end when you're concluding, you're solving something, and you can underline the answers. You can underline some important words, phrases, or points. Or maybe say in grammar, you're writing an essay, you can underline the heading, right? So such things also give a good impression. Using of subheadings, right? Like maybe you can write things in capital letters. Suppose you are writing about the ocean, so you can write the ocean and then underline it, right? These things give a good impact. Your paper will look better. And of course it has to be with proper spacing. After every question you leave a line. Okay, when you are doing your paper, when you're solving your paper, so make sure there is proper space so that every answer, every part, it can separately be visible. Okay, so that spacing is very important. So what you can do is maybe, when you have your NCRT books, from that, the back questions you can practice for different chapters. There are back questions. In the end, you have back exercises. So that you can practice. And in that, you can apply all these things that, okay, I can underline at some places. I can, use proper spacing. And of course, diagrams. Diagrams have a very big role to give you that extra mark. Okay, you've learned everything, you know the things, you know the questions, you've learned all the different types, 2 marks, 3 marks, 5 marks questions, but diagrams you have not practiced. So that will make you lose marks, and that we do not want. So practice your diagrams also. Wherever there is a possibility of a diagram, it's basically going to be in science. So draw that diagram. I'm sure your notes also contain diagrams, but with the diagrams, make sure you are also working on the labeling part. So label your diagrams. Diagrams should be well labeled. Okay. Now, next aspect is the revision part. We've been talking about revision uh, in this whole discussion of ours. So the idea here is how do we revise, and that also in a short time. Okay. See, in my personal suggestion, having a fixed routine is very helpful. You should have a fixed time when you will revise. It can be at night, it can be in the evening, it can be in the afternoon, it can be early morning if you like to wake up early, whatever is your schedule. But find out when or what is the time when you are maximum alert, when is the time you are most eager to learn, and when is the time you remember the most. Some people, they remember more when they study at night. Others, they remember more when they study in the morning. Okay, right? So we have to find out which time suits us more, and we have to stick to that. We have to follow that fixed routine pattern. We have to make sure that every time we want to revise, we are going to uh, make sure that we are using that very time. Okay. Then you can ask your parents for help. You are revising something, you are going through a topic. What you can do is you can ask your parents to listen to you. Ki, haan, okay, I've learned these 5 answers. Please listen to me. Okay, please hear these answers from me. I'll recite these answers, and that speaking the answer again and again, that is going to be very, very helpful. Talking out loud. Or you can sit in front of the mirror and then maybe say those answers yourself. Make short notes and cards. See, for a lot of these things, notes or short notes become very helpful. Suppose you have to learn about the states of India and their capitals. Okay, now if you like make a list of that on a short page, right? Short cards you can make, or however you find it interesting, you can make it in some interesting shapes. Maybe circular cards you can make, just so that you actually want to go and read them. So for such things, or maybe formulas in maths, formulas in science, right? Or maybe some grammar rules in your English. So that for that you can have short notes, especially where you know that I am forgetting, right? There are definitely some areas which we find them to be, difficult, more difficult than the others, right? तो उसके लिए specially notes बना कि हाँ, this I keep forgetting. Or maybe if you are, studying history or studying social science, some part you feel कि this I keep forgetting, these spellings I keep forgetting. So make short notes. And when you revise that subject, start with those things. Start with your short notes. By the time you are done with them, you will feel more confident, you will feel more energetic, you will feel more interested to study the rest of the subject. Okay. Then staying away from your gadgets is most important. See, when we say you have to revise in a short time, you have less time and you want to go through more syllabus. The best thing to do at that time is you stay away from your gadgets. The cell phones, the iPads, the laptops, your television screen. Okay. All of Shreyas, I think you need to switch off your mic. Okay, so these gadgets can become a very serious problem to wasting your time. So when you're studying for your exams, you're in the process of revising and you have little time left, then those gadgets should be as far away from you as possible. Because if you start watching something on your iPad, then you will lose a lot of time which you could have used for your particular revision, and that we do not want. Then the last aspect, which I feel is a very neglected part, that we do not pay attention to our health. When you are studying, when you are writing an exam, it's most important that you do not fall sick and you remain healthy, you remain active, you are not tired. And for that, we have some tips for you. This is the last point of discussion which we are going to do. Health tips during the exam time. First of all, eat homemade food. That's very important so that you don't fall sick. Okay. So, no Zomato, no Swiggy, nothing. Just eating normal home cooked food, whatever is being prepared, right? Because it's clean and it's healthy and you want to be healthy. You have an exam to write. Okay. Then, of course, add the good things in your diet. What are the good things? It's milk and nuts and fruits. So you might not write all fruits or all nuts, but whatever fruits and nuts you like, tell your parents and make sure you are eating them. These are healthy, they give you energy, they help you concentrate better, right? So this should be a part of your diet. Then the next point is getting enough sleep. Now, what happens is that many a times we feel like we know we have to study so much. No, no, we cannot sleep. I'll get up at the 5 o'clock in the morning, right? But what will happen is if you are tired, if you are not getting enough sleep, then ultimately, when you go to the exam, when you sit for the exam, you will feel sleepy. See how funny it will be if you sleep in the exam, right? We don't want that. We don't want you to sleep in the exam. So make sure you are properly rested so that before the exam, you are all set, all ready, energized. Everything you have revised, that's going to be with you, that's going to be, remembered. And in the exam, your brain will work like that because it is rested, because it is ready. And that's what we want. Then, of course, you have to have some amount of exercise and play. See, if your exams go on for like 15 days, it doesn't mean that for 15 days you will not get up from your chair. You'll keep sitting there, right? They say all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So we don't want you to be dull. And for your mind also to be active, it is important that some exercise, maybe you can go for cycling in the morning, maybe you can play. Of course, you have to reduce the time, right? Like if you were playing for 2 hours earlier, so maybe now you play for half an hour, 40 minutes. But you must make sure that you still have some amount of that in your schedule. You like playing badminton, you can go and play badminton. Maybe instead of 4 games, just play 1 game that day. But some of it you must do. Otherwise, you will feel that you are having less and less energy with every day and you will get bored also. So exercising or playing is very important even during exam time. You can reduce the time, but you have to do it. Very important. Then you have to talk to your friends and family. Sometimes in the exam days, we get a little low, we feel a little bit tense also. कि अभी exams are what is going to happen. So in that case, the best support which we can get is from our friends and family. You have your parents, you might be having siblings, right, who've already done that, who can tell you, a fourth class is very easy, I've done it, I'm telling you, you'll be fine, right? So that helps, that gives you a boost which you need, right? And talking to your own friends who are also sitting through the exams, right? So from then also, it is going to help you relax, it is going to help you stay calm, and that's what we want. We don't want to go into the examination room, go and sit in the exam, and you are writing the English exam and you're thinking about your maths, maybe maths ka paper hai kal, right? So wo tension bilkul nahi chahiye. You are feeling tense, if you are feeling like you are not in control, make sure you talk to your parents, right? And they are definitely going to help you, your friends, your siblings, whoever you feel helps you out, make sure you talk to them. Okay, so these are a few brief tips, right? I've specifically kept it short, right, so that we are not we are not going here and there, we are talking about the main things, we are talking about the main points, ठीक है ना? And not wasting our time discussing any long theories, right? You already know that. I'm just helping you fine tune. And the rest of it I'm going to do with the discussion with you. Okay. So from my end, good luck to all of you. You can now raise your hand. We'll allow you to speak, or you can type in the chat anything you have to say, anything you have to ask. I'm here. Please go ahead. I think somebody had raised the hand earlier.
Yes, ma'am. I think Anu has raised the hand.
Yeah, so we can help her unmute.
Okay, wait. Anu, you can unmute yourself if you have the questions.
No, I don't have any question.
Okay,
Raise
so
the
Anu,
hands.
when are your exams starting?
The exams are already started from
Okay. So how many exams are over?
two exams are over and two are left.
Okay, which is your next exam?
EVS.
Oh,
I'm in
you like,
class 4.
you're in class 4th. You like EVS?
Yes, that is my favorite subject.
Oh, okay. So all prepared, all set?
Yes.
Chalo, all the best.
Aryan is also
Thank you.
asking that session is ended. I think, Aryan, if you have any questions
My
or
name is Anushka. My nickname is Anu. That's why I wrote it.
Oh, okay. Anushka is a very nice name, right? So nice to meet you, Anushka. Okay.
Thank you.
Amar has asked, how can we manage time in the exams? See, if you have to learn how to manage time, you will have to, practice that. That's the only way. आप पहले ही लिख कर देखो, right? If you have, you might have access to some previous year questions, the questions which have been asked earlier, or maybe the back exercises you can do of your NCRT and practice them with a timer. Keep a timer, keep a clock, ask your parents to check you that okay, this after this much time you can come and see, right? And try and write it. If you feel you are taking more time, you are not able to complete, try again, right? Eventually you will know ki, okay, maybe I will write in smaller size, maybe I will write a little less, or I will take less time, I will practice diagrams more so that I take less time, right? So the only way to manage time in exams is to practice. And the second thing is keep looking at the watch also. So exam maybe you need to keep asking your teacher, or if you are going to wear a watch, you can keep checking your watch that how much time is left, or teachers are always there in the examination hall, so you can ask them, ma'am, how many time is left? So maybe after every little bit of time or after half time, you should know ki acha, agar I have like a lot of paper left, so I will have to increase my speed, right? So after every maybe half an hour, you can ask the time so that you understand ki ha, okay, now I will have to speed up because less time is left. So that is something which you can practice. Maybe practice once you are practicing at home, writing your answers, make sure you do it with a watch. A watch should be there around you, right?
And Arav is also having a question. Arav, you can ask your question.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, my question is that if I have a slow writing, so what should I do? Like,
Okay. So, see, of course, Arav, are you trying to write very beautifully?
uh,
Cursive?
little bit, ma'am. Little bit.
Little
Yes,
bit,
ma'am.
yeah. So one is definitely that problem that if you try to write extra beautifully, sometimes we face that pressure, no? That I must write beautifully, it is the exam, what will the teacher think, right? So that is one thing which is a problem. So maybe you can write a little less beautifully. Do you miss out on the questions? Do you leave questions unattempted in the paper?
No, ma'am, I'm not left till now, but as my writing is very slow, so I think I can leave it this time.
Okay, so see, if
I
you have not left, then maybe your writing is not that slow, only you are feeling that it is slow, right? That might also be the case. But maybe this is again the same thing which I have told Amar, which I'm going to tell you, that keep asking the time. How much time duration does it take for your paper? How
ma'am,
many?
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours, right? So after 1 hour or after 1.5 hours, you check if you have completed half the paper. Okay, then you can increase the speed and maybe write a little less beautifully. Of course, when I say little less beautifully, that does not mean that your writing should not be read. It should be read properly. But if you know that 1.5 hour is over and you have not completed half the paper, you can count, right? The number of questions. So half the number of questions you should have done. If not, then you know, कि अभी speed करना पड़ेगा, right? And even if a little bit less artistic my writing is, but still I'll have to try. And of course, practice writing. If you think you are slow at writing, then practice writing. Keep a stopwatch in front of you. The cell phones have stopwatches now, and try to write in 3 minutes. Every day, spend 3 minutes, write. And then count how many words you have written. Write anything, right? You can write your favorite cartoon shows, story, or whatever you want to write. And then if you do this exercise for a few days, your speed will also increase.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
All the best, Arav.
Thank you, ma'am.
We really wish if we could also have been given these kind of very important tips by by the education expert like Jasmine ma'am, then we would also be able to grab much more marks.
Yes.
I was also a very slow writer, I must say.
Oh, so I guess you'll have a better personal tip for Arav.
Yeah. No, but now I'm feeling like that if I would have been given that kind of topic, because most of the time we always felt like the आराम आराम से करते हैं, फिर कर लेंगे.
हाँ, end
Yes.
में फिर रह जाता है कई बार. That becomes a problem. If you are able to finish, then that's not a problem. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So, anybody else? Any more questions, doubts?
You can
Actually, there is a
type.
one mismatch, ma'am. Actually, in North India side, exams are almost going to end. But in South India side, like both my daughters also, so like their exams are going to start from Monday onwards.
Oh.
So in South India schools, the schools are going to start from Monday onwards. And I think in this North India sides, exams are going to be an end. So it's a kind of mismatch between North India and South India school schedules and exam schedules.
But then these things always help. More exams to be written.
Yes. Definitely, ma'am.
I'm from South India.
Oh.
Sorry?
She said I'm from South India.
No, I was from South India, but now like I have been
Somebody
shifted.
is saying she is from South India.
Oh, who's that?
Ma'am, it's me, Shika.
Shikha. Yeah. Shikha. From where are you?
I'm from South India, Kerala.
From Kerala. In Kerala, from where are you?
And from Trivandrum.
From Trivandrum. Wow, that's nice place. I have been to Kerala, Ernakulam. I have been to Ernakulam and Kochi, and one of the most beautiful place, that is Wayanad. Personally, I love that place.
Yeah,
Yes,
ma'am.
Kerala is one of the beautiful place. Good to see you.
So Shikha, when are your exams?
Ma'am, my exam starts on Monday onwards.
Like ma'am
Yes.
was saying. Chalo, all the best to you.
All the best, Shikha.
Thank you.
So any more other doubts, students? I think without taking too much of time, because students, they have very less
They have
time,
to
and
study,
we
yeah.
have also, like we are also in a hurry to wind up the session, because as like the exams are going on for the students. So well, children, I hope you have grabbed the enough knowledge and points on how to strategize your time and revision, so you can achieve the good score, with given efforts. Also, students, reading is very important for your academic and overall performance. So we would like to recommend you to read daily India's one of the leading newspaper, which is named as Student Edge. It is specially designed for the children of all age group, and this newspaper is designed by the team of IIT and IIM alumni. Students, this newspaper contain a lot of informational pages like science, geography, history, information technology, innovation news. So all these news, all the, this newspaper is a bundle of, the wonderful and advanced knowledge. So after your exams, even like the children who have already done with their exams, please read this newspaper. It will, it will make you ready, to win the competitions, to do the better in your exams, even in your academic performances also. So it has a wonderful article, and this newspaper is only and only for the students. So you can download the digital copy of this newspaper. Our website is www.studentest.in. You can see the address of the newspaper in the website. My dear colleague, she has given the link in the chat box. Please just click this link and download the free digital copy of the newspaper. If you like the free digital copy, please subscribe it. You can subscribe monthly, 6 month, and the annual. So you can also take the annual subscription. So for this, let's wind up the session. And I would like to wish you all the best for your exams and for your future endeavors. Thank you, Jasmine ma'am, for your precious time you have given to us. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Good luck, everyone. Thank you.